This is the armor that you'll never get to wear. The studded armor was part of one of the very first sets of armor added to Minecraft. It was actually taken directly from a game Notch made before he made Minecraft called Legends of the Chamber 2. The sprites were added to the game from a build on December 2nd of 2009, but it was never on the items.png texture, which holds all of the usable in-game items, so it had no use at the time. Then it would later be removed so armor mechanics could properly be implemented into Minecraft. These are the very first piglins that were added to the game over 10 years ago, and these piglins are definitely the most interesting thing on this list. I mean, it's a standing pig, for God's sake. Look at the thing. The piglins were suggested by a user named Mickley, and as a reward, Mojang gave him a bacon cape. What? I want my own cape. I want a cheese cape. Yeah, well, the bacon cape was removed because of people like you asking Notch for personalized capes. Yeah, whatever. I just think I deserve it. So anyway, piglins were first added for the purpose of being a bodyguard for the player. They would spawn in and around villages next to these absolute scam artists. You could hire them, give them items and armor, and they would walk around and protect you from danger. And I think I'm gonna name this guy Crispy Bacon. Yeah? How do you like that? Oh God, no. Say cheese. Oh God, that was not a very good photo. Let me take another one. Oh, it's the handheld camera item. This was an item that had its textures found in the Minecraft Pocket Edition Alpha. Does anyone else remember the Pocket Edition? Ah, the good old days. Anyways, the camera was pretty self-explanatory. You just took pictures of your surrounding, and although it never had a texture in the Bedrock or Java editions, it did have its textures in the Minecraft Education Edition and still does. And I think this is definitely the most interesting item ever in the game, so make sure you keep watching. You could take pictures, save them as items, and even put them into item frames. Look at this beautiful picture I got. It says you should subscribe. That sounds like a great idea. These are rubies. Rubies were a material that Mojang was actually about to add to the game. Rubies were originally meant to be added instead of emeralds, and they essentially acted the exact same as emeralds. You'd use all your emeralds to then get scammed by these stupid villagers. Why do I even try trading with these guys? They were actually added into the game twice, once accidentally in a snapshot, and second as a currency in the now cancelled Minecraft Earth game. The reason why we have emeralds instead of rubies is that Dinnerbone thought that ruby ore and the ruby itself were way too similar to redstone. Although, rubies in the real world are actually worth way more than emeralds, so maybe we're the people that are scamming villagers out of their items. Nope, you already gave it to me. I'm getting out of here. Woohoo! Now, this is a fact I definitely think you'll cherish for a very long time. Cherish? Get it? Okay, I'll stop now. The chair has many versions and ways people try to make it in-game without it actually being in the game. One way you can make one is with an oak stair and two signs on either side. It's probably one of the most popular simple furniture designs ever made. But sometimes the oaky feel on your butt isn't the most comfortable thing. So Notch declared the idea of adding chairs of every wood type. Ever since, the idea of finally adding a chair to the game has been brought up millions of times to Mojang, although they would later state that they would never add chairs because it inhibits natural creativity. How does that inhibit natural creativity? It's just like, I don't know, it adds more creativity. Chair. Someone back me up, please. Everyone knows villagers are the worst, but did you know that they were even worse? Villagers were added in the first beta 1.9 pre-release, and a fun fact about that, they had the same AI as pigs when they were first added, but that's unrelated. The very first villagers were actually supposed to kinda look like Steve. This was the original version of the texture file for villagers, and when applied in game, it looked like this. Yeah, it's pretty unsettling. Even though villagers are the worst, I think I'd rather these guys than this abomination. And talking about old textures, wanna know what Steve was planned to look like really early on? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Steve. Yeah, he pretty much looks the same, but with a really bad haircut. Oh yeah, and he has these two yellow pixels on his head for no apparent reason. Maybe it's a ring on his head? I don't know. This texture would later be deleted 2 days after it was created. Ooh, thank God. Have you ever heard of the Minecraft Super Fancy update? No? Well, it was going to be one of the most important updates in Minecraft history. The Super Fancy update was an update that would completely change Minecraft's graphics. Although there are ways you can completely change Minecraft's graphics by installing a mod called Optifine, which allows you to install something called shader packs. Think of it kind of like a texture pack, but for your eyes. The Super Fancy update was going to be a complete overhaul of Minecraft's graphics, making it look like what you see on screen now. But they never fully went through with adding it. Instead, they added a new tier of the graphics quality settings in Java called the Fabulous setting. And on Bedrock, they implemented ray tracing graphics, which makes everything look extremely realistic. Dang it, Bedrock, you have to do everything so much better than Java, but then not allow people to download mods for free. What is this world we live in? Hey, if you liked this video, there is statistically a 100% chance that you'll like this next one. Subscribe!